they need.
I don't think.
I don't.
There's nothing else to
Magic
really.
wand.
Yeah.
Vacation. Winning lottery.
Yeah.
The peace
Respite.
of mind of not having CPS in our lives.
Yeah,
That
that's
is a
really
given.
stressful.
I already know that.
Right.
Yeah, that's I know.
I mean, they've really, and all of this came because they asked for it, not because anyone pushed it
Yeah,
on them. You know, they wanted it. So, and you know, I mean, Dad has really struggled. I mean, he's so worried about her, and I mean, the reason I'm saying Dad is because most of the time I have communication.
I'm not very
with Dad.
happy with her right now. She's
No, I know, and it's understandable. It's understandable, and you know, I mean, she's tough. I mean, she's a tough kid, and she can push people's.
unfortunately
buttons
this is a
and-
case where she just doesn't know how not to run her mouth, and
Well, she's young and doesn't necessarily know the impact of everything that she says. You know, and how everything you say has a domino effect, good or bad. And I don't think that she recognized what was coming out of her mouth and the potential consequences of that. Because she was like, I was just venting. I didn't say that they did anything, but I was just talking. And now I can't even talk to my social workers because I don't want them to, take things away from that conversation that didn't happen or that I didn't want to have happen.
yes, this is the discussion that we had because the day after this
Monday,
report
was
was made.
Tuesday morning.
Yeah, the day after this report was made, I was, not happy. So before she went to school, I dragged her right to Beth's office and said, I'm not dealing with this.
Right.
This is completely unacceptable. And, it's nothing personal against you,
I don't think it that way.
but, I do not want this, and we are not moving forward beyond this meeting here, so.
Would you want to work with ARP again if I can do a
There's-
quick
I mean,
closure?
It's not
there's
necessary for us to
I
work
don't
with
know.
ARP.
I'm just asking. I'm not
There's-
saying you
right.
have to.
My only thing is there's nothing that they can offer.
Because I don't even, and that's what I don't know either.
I mean,
I
they're,
don't know what else
it's
they
going to be an extra stressor on the family.
It's another meeting.
It's another meeting. It's another person that you have to tell the whole story to. It's another person that Gabby's going to get pissed off with the parents and why are they here and why do I have to do, it's
Why do I have
just,
to talk to them?
Yeah.
I have zero concerns. I've been working with a family for months and months and months now, and I have never had any concerns about abuse or neglect or anything at all.
How long have both of you been involved?
I've been involved longer than Beth, but not a whole heck of a lot longer.
Since the fall.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've been involved since the fall.
I
You've
got
been
involved the end of the
since,
school
like,
year last
yeah.
year, so it's
End of
been about
school
a
year
year.
last year, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because we had to fight for Gabby to get out of mainstream school. It was bad.
Well, no, there was a series of bad decisions by Portland Public Schools.
Where was she at?
Deering.
Well, she was at Deering High. Well, first she was at Portland High School, and things started going downhill. So I made a request in November to, November a year ago, to have her put back into Spurwink, and they didn't want to put her back into Spurwink because of money. So they wanted to put her back into the Bayside program. And the Bayside program is the West program, and at West she was abused, and so this was triggering PTSD. This was causing all kinds of stuff. This lasted all of 3 weeks, and every day I had to pull her out of there because she was bolting from the school right directly into the homeless population. It's
they're
absolutely
right there.
disgusting where that school is.
location
I know.
And what they should do is move the cave trolls up in the central office downstairs and put the kids up there so that they can have the sun and windows, and then even that they could put a little playground in that
They
little
have a
area.
playground up there now.
Yeah,
Oh, do
well,
they?
we should.
Well, we shouldn't even have ever
But-
been considered them being that.
I mean, then it went, Spurwink wouldn't take her, so they tried to get her into Sweetser down in Saco.
Yep.
And
that
she ended
we
up
had-
throwing a can of iced tea at the social worker down there because she didn't want to go. And the reason she didn't want to go was because when she was at Deering, she went into her school social worker and said, oh, well, I think I want to hurt myself. I need help. I want to go back to Spring Harbor. Okay, well, they ended up putting her in Sweetser crisis intervention, and she stayed, a few days there. And
was a-
then, of
was a
course,
little
she
angel.
has all this trauma there, which,
I thought she was really
didn't want
good
to go
then.
back.
They were talking about how good she. Well, she had a little bit of an attitude, but then she straightened up.
She had an attitude
'Cause she
when they
wanted to
said,
leave.
oh, we don't think you're ready to leave. And then she flipped out. And then, this was on a Saturday. And by Wednesday, oh, she's all ready to go home.
Pretty low barrier.
Yeah.
It's designed to keep kids de-escalated, so there's not a lot
Short
of
term.
expectations that are put on them. Which
There's a lot of rules. And the rules were the problem for her.
But when she knew what it was going to take for her to get out of there, she could
did it
follow
extremely
those rules.
quickly.
Yes.
What happened with, because she was at Spurwink and then she left to go to mainstream and then just went back.
They didn't want to put it took me over a year to get her back into Spurwink after
Why
I
did
was
she
in-
leave
in the-
Spurwink?
Yeah, why'd she have to leave?
because
She
she
did
she
great.
graduated from the
So
program.
then
She
the next step
no
would be
longer
go back
met
to
medical
totally
criteria
turned.
for
We had a really good
teachers.
social worker named Brooke Prue, and Brooke Prue started doing DBT with her
Okay.
back then.
Oh, wow.
And when you know this started, Gabby was able to turn it around and started doing like a class at Lyman Moore into the mainstream school, and then for the 8th grade she did the whole 8th grade at Lyman Moore in the mainstream school and did very well, and even won an award for being one of the most improved students. But then she gets into the high school and it goes like this, starts going downhill. So I said, well, we need to talk about her getting to Spurwink. So they said, well, no, we want to put her in Bayside. Okay, well, then it went from like going like this down to like this. And then, she's bolting from the school. She's fighting us. She's like causing all kinds of damage. She's kicking doors. She's pushing people out of the way. Just all kinds of things like that. And so finally, it took the MST worker, Kelly, who was the first one we were working with, to make a phone call to Spurwink and start the conversation. And Spurwink accepted her, and Portland tried to block it then. So, this Olivia, I don't know if you know her, but
Olivia Sullivan.
she is like a total piece of work. Even Spurwink's not particularly fond of dealing with her. She's their out-of-district coordinator, but
You had a lot of
You know,
challenges
so-
and had to really push for an advocate.
And Dad and Mom have done, I mean, none of this would have happened without their driving force behind it all. So, a lot of this really is on Gabby's shoulders now. I mean, she really needs to kind of step up, and do what she needs to do. And
you
she's
guys
not.
are doing so much work, and you're trying to engage with all these providers and involved in these services, and she's just totally just.
And my guess is, and you tell me, because I don't know, but my guess is that, you don't trust the clinicians there at Spurwink anymore because they should have known all the work that you guys have done, and that you guys, they should have, looked a little bit more into this whole
they
incident
should have
before
known
making a
that
report.
I have absolutely no love for CPS because I've been very open about that.
Right.
And that's all based on past experience. That's based on lying workers. That's
But-
based on a worker who got off
But
on
it's
a power
but
trip.
it's more
I mean-
about them not thinking that you would actually do that to Gabby.
Well, it just pisses me off because they know me and they know that we've been working together and we're supposed to be,
Team,
like a team.
right.
And this is like stabbing your team member in the back, is what it is.
So how do you
And so,
rebuild that?
well, yeah, I'm filing complaints against their professional licenses now.
Okay.
So I mean, because I found this one, her worker was Megan Bletsky or whatever her name is,
Yeah, I don't know how you pronounce it.
and she is just dumb. I mean, she just doesn't
Well, the
understand.
hard thing is a
But
lot
this,
of their
this
clinicians
supervisor
are
of hers,
new
Val, is the one.
graduates.
I don't know which one made the actual report. It was probably Val. She claimed, and I just found her to be so arrogant and cold-hearted about it that I don't want her having anything else to do with Gabby. Period. And they've been told that. So, I don't know how you rebuild that. It's going to be really, really difficult because if I have to worry about an abuse accusation every time I try to hold this kid accountable, and, this is what the MST's been building us up to do, and she was grounded over the weekend for her behavior because of what happened on Friday at the counselor's office, locking her mom up, won't let her mom in there, I mean,
Gotta give her discipline. You gotta have, she needs to be.
Well, that's the thing is Gabby.
Right, but when I
Gabby
do,
knows
I'm going to
the-
get reported for abuse. So we're not going to continue to live like this. Sooner or later, Patrick's going to reach his breaking point, and it's not going to be pretty. So, I have managed to hold it together. And in light of all the bullshit that I've had to put up with throughout my life, they all still live. And they're all still perfectly healthy, and no one's ever gotten hurt. So, I don't know. I think I'm doing pretty good.